Good evening and welcome to the GamingKin podcast. As always, my name is Jack. I am joined here by Mark. And
what's up?
I've just had something that I've noticed. I need to change it on the fly, right? See if I can do this while we're live, right?
Smooth, man. We're on a time machine.
Totally not. I totally didn't cock it up. Totally didn't cock it up.
Uh-huh.
Can't prove it. There's no evidence there anymore.
Anymore.
Anymore. And yep, good evening. Welcome to the GamingKin podcast. Mega can see you in the chat there. And we don't actually have a topic tonight, as you can tell by the fact that I've removed the topic and not put a new one there.
Yeah, we're spitballing, shit showing, you know.
Yeah, the usual. No, well, the thing is, after the last podcast, we were like, right, get back to you on Saturday about a topic, and then
It never happened.
Neither of us could come up with a topic.
No.
I mean, if you want to do a short topic just on the fly, I do have one that was suggested to me,
Okay.
and that is possible reasons for games that are being cancelled or pushed back.
Okay.
So the likes of Final Fantasy 7R,
And
Avengers, Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
I was given that as a suggestion for a topic, and I went, but polish, and that was all I could say to that. But like, how much of it is polish and how much of it is marketing?
How much of it is fear as well?
Yeah, because like I'm thinking like from a marketing perspective, like they did it last year, like not Christmas time there, but the Christmas time before with 7R.
Mm-hmm.
Like 7R wasn't finished; it needed more polish, it needed more development time. But at the same time, they were planning to release it in the same month as Kingdom Hearts 3,
Mm-hmm.
which is then Square competing with Square.
Yeah, why compete with yourself when you can just wait?
So then that would also make sense why Avengers is pushed back, not only for additional polish, but so it's not then, because it's releasing like a month after FF7R. Not many people are going to finish FF7R in a month.
No, because they're going to put it down to play Avengers because it's a better game.
Exactly.
Aye,
We're talking about 7R, not the original 7. Come on.
Okay, fair enough.
I would put down 7R to play 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, it was that kind of thing. I was thinking about it, and I didn't want to suggest it because the only three that I could think of off the top of my head were 7R, Avengers, and Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 got moved so it wasn't competing with 7R, which is, because they're both like really, really, really hyped games that we've been waiting for many years now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cyberpunk, that's been what, three years we've known about it.
Yep, roughly.
3 years we've been hyped for it.
Well, the hype for me has grown a bit, but it was never like, oh my god. It was more like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah. Well, here's what the level of hype got to. CD Projekt Red, about 3 months ago, messaged Nvidia, or it might be an MSI or something, right? One of the companies that make Nvidia cards, like the graphics cards for PCs. Now and again, you'll get special edition graphics cards for releases of games for PC, like you do special edition consoles.
Yeah.
For like, you got the Spider-Man PlayStation, you've got the Smash Switch, the Gears of War Xboxes and stuff. Different, things like that. But I was thinking along the lines of like, what about the, they were like, so are you going to do a Cyberpunk 2077 graphics card? And they went, we weren't gonna.
Nah.
And then 3 days later, they released a Cyberpunk 2077 RX 2010. The RTX, the new level cards, or maybe in the 2080 or something, right? So they released that, but you can't buy them. They made one, and
The
they gave
fuck?
it to CD Projekt Red. They might release more when the game They might make more and release them properly when the game releases.
Maybe.
But at the moment, they made one and gave it to CD Projekt Red.
Fuck's sake.
I mean, can't deny it was a good idea though. They
It's a
asked
good
for it.
idea, and it kind of obviously links in with the idea of the game, which is the whole
Yeah.
point. I think each game though has their own reasons for pushing it back.
Yeah.
Like Avengers is suffering from what Sonic had. The initial teaser, people weren't too keen on it, so they upped it.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the latest trailer, they've changed some of the characters' faces to more resemble Avengers,
Yeah. The movies.
Yeah.
The MCU characters. Yeah.
which is a slippery slope, though.
Yeah, because then you'll go, well, it looks like Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, but it doesn't sound like.
Yeah, exactly, and then all it kicks off, and you're like, yeah, this is going to be the dearest game ever, because you're going to be like, right, fuck, we'll get the Avengers team in. How much is that going to cost?
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm glad they are pushing it back a wee bit though. Get not just so they can rejig character models to look more like the Avengers that we know through the MCU, because that doesn't really bother me because it's a game. If you don't have the licenses to make them look like that, you don't have the licenses. You can't do it. I mean, Disney did give them the license to make the game,
Yeah.
so they should easily enough be able to get the licenses from Disney to do it. But I'm fine with it, because you see it in other movie tie-in games. They don't look quite the same.
Yeah,
But-
but that's the thing that gets me. The fact they've bent over backwards, pushed it back, and made these little tweaks, I'm like, it's not necessary.
Yeah, I think pushing the game back, all they needed to do when they pushed the game back is just polish.
Yeah.
They didn't need to rejig character models and all that, because like you said, it's a slippery slope, and we should be used to it by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because what was it, Driver?
No,
I think
fuck,
it was.
yeah. Sure.
I think that was originally meant to be based off of a movie with Jason Statham in it,
Alright.
and then because they couldn't get the rights to use Jason Statham in the game, they just changed the name of the game.
Fucking hell.
I can't remember that for sure, but that seems like something I've heard before. So don't quote me on it, but I do remember that being a thing.
Wait, just double checking. Right, so when you say they changed the name of the game, isn't it they try to get it based on the movie series?
Was Driver a movie series?
No, it wasn't called Driver. It's called, if anyone's watching, help me out here. It's a fucking trilogy.
Taxi?
No.
Taxi Driver?
No.
No.
Statham? Nah. It was,
Snatch?
no.
The Transporter?
Yes, you wank snatch. How?
I've not seen it.
You what?
I've not seen Snatch or what's the other one that came on the DVD with that? It's Lock, Stock and Three Rolling Barrels or something is it called?
Lock, stock, and two smoking barrels. Get out the room and out the house. Oh my god!
I kept meaning to watch them. I had them on DVD
Because
So
they're good.
to watch them, and I just never got around to it.
I have so much respect for you.
It's one of those things I keep meaning to do and just never get around to.
Fucking hell, man.
You know what I'm like? I go, right, I'm going to do this, and then I'll play video games instead.
Like old ones as well.
Yeah.
Fucking historians.
Actually, I was playing. Do you know what? I bought Pokemon. Talk about old games, right? I bought Pokemon Sun, right? No, Pokemon Moon. Same generation, the opposite game. Bought them CEX, right? Pokemon Sun, £15. Pokemon Moon, £13.
Okay.
But I originally went on to buy Pokemon Diamond, Platinum, or Pearl, which is a DS rather than a 3DS game. It's about 3 or 4 years older.
Mm-hmm.
Still, they're selling second hand pretty much at retail.
Diffa.
They're still like 38 quid in CEX for the
Pass.
older games,
Utter pass.
but the new ones are cheaper.
More common?
Hmm?
More common?
Could be. Not 100% sure, but
That's a joke, though. Fucking hell.
yeah. I was surprised to see that, so I grabbed it. I also grabbed one of those VR headsets you get for the mobile phones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I've got one thing I really enjoyed doing with my VR headset for the PSVR.
Sorry.
Oh, right. I know what I've been told that we're watching that for movie night at some point. That sounds like a plan, but we still need to finish the MCU first.
Wait, which one, Snatch or Talk Talking to Smoking Barrels? I will judge you based on which one you choose. There is a right answer.
The right answer is both.
No, oh wait, see what she says.
Right, well, while we wait for a reply. Yeah, so I bought one of those, because one thing I really enjoyed doing when I had my PSVR hooked up all the time was YouTube VR. Right?
Okay.
Well, there's none of what your face implied on YouTube VR because it's YouTube, right? But no, the Formula One.
That'd be kind of cool.
Some of the teams would put a 3D a VR camera, a 360 camera, on either the nose or Snatch.
Yep, good choice.
Or on the T box at the top, the thing that stops it from rolling all the way over.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And you could, they would do a lap of Monaco, and you could look around and see what the driver sees, mostly. And people would wear helmets with the 3D the 360 cameras on their heads on roller coasters. So I can't go on a roller coaster.
Same.
The G forces get me, right?
That's just.
But I can sit with my VR headset on and do a roller coaster on VR, totally fine. But it's when you're actually on one, it's the G forces that get me. They throw off my equilibrium, and then I throw up out the side of a.
I just feel ill going up and down, round.
Yeah. I went to the Iron Brew Carnival in Glasgow once. And I went on one and I threw hot dogs up out the side of it while at the top.
You nasty.
Because I had the option of throwing up or not.
No, because you had hot dogs. Oh.
So?
You don't have hot dogs at a fair or carnival. You don't have hot dogs in general. They're nasty.
Well, either way, whether I had hot dogs, churros, burgers, cotton candy.
Did you have all these things?
No.
You so did.
No, I've never had churros in my life. The burgers looked rank. And
so you went for hot dogs?
Yeah, I went for hot dogs. I like hot dogs. It's fine. And I hadn't worked my way round to the candy floss bit yet, so I hadn't had candy floss either. I may have stocked myself up on chocolate though. But no, yeah, I didn't exactly have the option of whether or not to throw up out the side of it. But I suppose it's better than throwing up out the side of a taxi going at 80 miles an hour down the M8.
Yeah, I did that on the way home once. I had to get the car to stop so I couldn't puke out.
Done the same.
It was not good.
Didn't get the car to stop because we were on the motorway.
No, I was getting a lift home from I think it was a caddy. Actually, I had to get him to pull over so I could go in the side of the motorway and throw up. We had to actually jump over looking in the metal barrier and just. Oh God!
I love how we've turned a gaming podcast into how we've thrown up on the motorway.
Right, and considering it's meant to be a short one, let's continue with the topic. Delayed games.
Yeah. So Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy, they both got delayed because they hadn't announced that they were going to delay the game. And then they both delayed the game roughly within 3 days of each other. So that they weren't competing with each other, and ended up I think they ended up being instead of being 4 weeks apart, they ended up being 3 weeks apart.
Well, I think the interesting thing with Cyberpunk is I think it's partly related to the money boost they've gotten from The Witcher.
Yes, from not just the Witcher 3 game in the DLCs, but the Witcher series.
Yeah.
The Netflix series.
Did you hear how much actually boosted sales of it?
No, I didn't hear much.
500%.
That's
this is
how much money that the game was making.
And this is years later as well.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, not just that. There was renewed interest in it because of the release on Switch last year.
But then the TV show just completely flipped it, man.
Yeah.
Have you watched that yet?
I've not watched it yet. I'm not a TV and movies kind of guy, really. Like, see movies. I pretty much watch, like, Kung Fu movies or MCU. I'll usually watch Star Trek as well.
Oi. Okay.
I mean, I keep meaning to watch things. I keep seeing things and go, oh, that looks good. And never get around to watching it. There was a TV show came out on Sky Atlantic, maybe? Or Sky One.
You see Game of Thrones, I'm going to punch you. Have you heard of it?
And yeah, no, it was Game of Thrones. No, it was called Blind Spot.
Oh, I thought I've
And the trailer looked really intriguing, right? So it was like Times Square or something at night.
Right.
And then it was this woman coming out of like a duffel bag covered in tattoos, no memory.
You Find Me Sif. Wasn't that the actress?
Maybe.
I can't remember her name now. It's no, I don't know her name, but yeah, it's Sif.
But yeah, it looked really interesting because it turns out like she gets her memories from retracing steps and things, and you then find out more about one of her tattoos because it's linked to each episode. She gets a new memory back every episode, and then all those memories are linked to a certain tattoo.
So is it kind of like a TV show version of like Memento?
Could be.
Have you seen Memento?
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I
can't.
Listen, if I watched movies, this channel wouldn't be called GamingKin, it'd be called MovieKin.
That doesn't go as well.
I know, but that's the point. It doesn't go that well because you're too used to be called GamingKin.
No, but shut up. Like, come on. Time frame.
What time frame?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, now that we've pretty much came down to the fact that marketing and polish is the reason most of the games are being delayed.
No, it's definitely 3 different reasons for each. Well,
different reasons, but most of them tie down into either polish or marketing. If you distill it down into one word,
well, that's 2. Well, it's technically it's 3. Or yeah, so it's 3. It's 3 words.
No, for each one. One word for each one is either you just fire it out as one word. It's polish or marketing.
Yeah, fuck it.
Very much.
Yeah, okay.
I was trying to segue into like the fact that we're going to blast through the news by distilling it down into one word, but that didn't happen.
Well, it just means we need more polish.
Yes, we do.
We
need more practice at this because we've had a year off. You know,
wait, we did this before. This is our thing, unfortunately. So, yes, we're going to quick news broadcast. 2 hours later, fuck.
Someone's got my car in GT Online, according to this Polygon post. Yeah, it's pink. That's the joke there. So
if
first,
you could hear me like shaking my head, it'd sound like, ugh.
Right, first bit of news. There was a Animal Crossing Nintendo Direct presentation on Thursday there, and they were looking at New Horizons, which is the upcoming game on the Switch coming out next month in March.
Okay.
And they were saying that players are going to receive free content drops in the form of seasonal events and other updates, much like DLCs. The first of these post-launch add-ons is actually available on launch day, March 20th. This will update. This update will prepare New Horizons villagers for the celebration of Bunny Day in April, which is going to be an Easter-themed holiday.
Okay, cool.
They didn't specify the specific timing on the Bunny Day in-game event, but this year Easter is Sunday the 12th of April.
Okay.
They also announced a bonus for people who own both New Horizons and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, the mobile game that was released in 2017, and those players will get special items in each game. They haven't said exactly what it is, but they will provide more details on the Pocket Camp Twitter. There are images of the cross-game content, including OK Motors themed items for New Horizons, as well as Nook Nook Inc. and Dodo Airlines themed items that can be used in Pocket Camp. And also, obviously, it's a big Nintendo franchise rather than a third-party franchise, so Animal Crossing is obviously also getting a special edition Switch. Which will go live 1 week before the game's debut on March 13th.
Cool.
I'm quite looking forward to Pocket Camp. Actually, it does look like a lot of fun. Been keeping up with it a wee bit myself. And I've got New Leaf on
nice.
DS, and I did have Pocket Camp as well, which both were quite fun. So, quite looking forward to getting to play it on the big screen, because I didn't actually have Animal Crossing on the GameCube back when it was on. The last time it had it was just called Animal Crossing back then, I believe, but I didn't have a chance to play it back when it was originally released. But keeping with Nintendo, Pokemon Sword and Shield players are seeing more hacked Pokemon recently.
Because nothing is sacred.
Pokemon that, the code is in the game, but they're not active in the game. Now, I can actually, have insight on this one, because I've got Pokemon Sword and Shield and I have encountered them through the surprise trades.
I mean, you say encountered, you mean benefited.
Yes. So the other day, I think maybe the last day of my week off from work.
Trying not to cry.
I was just quite bored and just went, you know what, surprise trades. Have an adventure in surprise trades. And, I was on Route 1, just sent a Route 1 Pokemon out there. Ended up getting similar Pokemon back for a while. And then all of a sudden, Litten. One of the most... Yes. I was excited.
Nice.
It's a freaking Litten. I never got the chance to play Sun and Moon, so... like I said, I'm getting Sun and Moon coming later, probably next week by the time CX to deliver it. And it's actually probably the most popular starter from the game. So yeah, seeing it there when it's not meant to be in the game was really quite cool. I've actually, put it in the daycare with a Ditto, and
I'll bet you did.
I'm going to send some to a couple of people.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because you can breed Pokemon by putting them in the daycare. You get the egg, hatch the egg, send it on.
Yeah.
So I've also got a couple of extras to put out in mystery trades. See if anyone who hasn't got them, the
new whole Robin Hood thing, but with children.
Yeah, of course. But this is I don't actually know why it's happened, but it didn't happen until Pokemon Home released, which allows people to bring in... It works like Pokemon Bank, where you can transfer Pokemon between games.
Mm-hmm.
So once that released, that's when it kind of started happening. I've got two of the starters from Pokemon Sun and Moon. I got the Rowlet and the Litten. So yeah, all I can say about it is, if you are listening to this and you are a Pokemon player, like competitive, don't do it. That's all I can really say. Because they're not legitimate, so using them in like regionals and stuff, you are going to get, given the side eye by the judges. Like, what the fuck you doing, mate?
I don't think so.
But yeah, so it is mostly just Litten and Rowlet. So we'll see. But if you do surprise trades and happen to get one, don't worry. That it's not, a bad thing. They're not available in the game yet, but you can still have it because they are they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be too surprised if Nintendo went and patched them out of the game.
Probably, yeah.
Just because there is a chance that, depending on how they plan to work the DLCs, it could be a new starter and a whole new gym challenge for the DLCs for the new regions.
Mm-hmm.
And they might, go, well, we'll do the Sun and Moon ones, or we'll do the Johto ones, or the Hoenn ones, or whatever, right? So you might find that they disappear, but I doubt it.
No, they're always going to be there in some manner, you know.
Yeah, no, but I think they might take them out of the game completely, so they put them back in the game when the DLCs come out. If they are important to the DLC.
Ah, okay.
So if they do start disappearing, they will. If they're important to the new DLC, they will disappear. If not, then well, that is that. But yeah, it should be fine. We'll just have to wait and see. And if you do get them, through any sort of surprise trade or whatever, don't worry. You're probably not going to be banned. However, send it to the daycare with a Ditto, and spread a couple on to other players who might not have had a chance to encounter one.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a nice surprise for the day.
Or get someone else banned, pass it around.
Yeah.
Worst present ever.
No, I don't think they're going to ban anyone. But they won't be allowed for competitive play.
Definitely not. No point.
Because they don't even have dex entries in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not meant to be active in the game yet. But the code is there for them. So don't use them for competitive play. But if you are feeling generous and you've happened to chance upon one, breed it and spread them around. Because there's a lot of people who want one and haven't had the chance to get one. And just going to have a wee quick look in. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to skip this one. We're going to save that one for last.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
Next up, we're moving a wee bit away from video games and onto TV. Ooh. But it is all still video game related. Because that is Overwatch and Diablo, two big Blizzard Activision franchises.
Just a bit, fucking hell.
Are being adapted into TV shows according to a LinkedIn profile. So, what I know from this is Diablo is going to be Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
There's no announcement on it, but this comes from Nick Van Dyke, the president of Activision Blizzard, and he has put himself down on his LinkedIn profile as executive producer of Diablo, a TV adaptation of Blizzard Entertainment's IP rendered in anime style. This show is currently in pre-production for distribution worldwide through Netflix.
Oh, fuck yes.
And with his creative partner, has developed and sold an animated series based on Blizzard's Overwatch franchise. Now, Diablo specifically mentions Netflix, so we know that that's going to be on Netflix unless something happens in negotiations with Netflix regarding it break down. But you never know. But there's no info on Overwatch, but probably Netflix.
I'd imagine so. It makes more sense.
Well, think about your video game adaptions.
Castlevania. Yep.
Netflix. Witcher.
Yep.
Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo.
Netflix.
Pokemon. Mostly on Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah. There's some that are on Amazon Prime instead.
Oh, okay.
But you have to pay extra for a subscription.
Oh, fucking hell.
but most of the seasons are on Netflix.
Guess I'm fucking looking forward to this.
So,
Not Overwatch, because no. Diablo, hell yes.
I'm looking forward to Overwatch and Diablo. I do play Overwatch though, a wee bit.
That explains it, so.
I dabble in a wee bit of Overwatch. It's actually it's one of those games, right? I played it solo for a while
Mm-hmm.
and I hated it.
Okay.
Then I played it with a couple of people on PlayStation, and I actually quite enjoyed it. But they were always like, "You can't play as this person
Oh, yeah.
because you always play as them. Try someone else." I'm like, okay.
No, if you're OP with someone, be OP.
I wasn't even OP. I was shit with them. I just enjoyed playing as them.
Well, that's the main thing. Fuck other people.
But no, I actually changed character recently. Someone else. I changed from Hanzo to Ash.
Okay.
And then I've changed again from Ash to Sombra. I'm actually quite enjoying playing as Sombra, but I'm now playing on PC, which does make it a bit harder for me because most people who play on PC use mouse and keyboard, which is a faster response time to like movement and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on a control pad. I'm using my PS4 with my PC, my PS4 controller, because I've got a Bluetooth dongle that connects up to it and all that. And it's absolutely fantastic for playing games and like video games in bed on my TV through Steam and that. But sometimes you do have a wee bit of input lag with with it being wireless and all that, and then sometimes the dongle decides see your left thumbstick, which you're using to move forward right now, it's going to stay in that position regardless of what way you move it.
Controllers can be dicks.
Yeah, but when it works, it's fantastic. I will say that much. But yeah, it does give me a bit of a disadvantage against other people playing on the same platform and using the mouse and keyboard because the PC version is optimized for mouse and keyboard. So, but I'm still having fun playing it, so I'm not going to complain. Not in the slightest. But yeah, I think I can say that if they go the way of Castlevania and The Witcher, neither of which I've got around to watching yet, because every time I keep
again, if you'd hear my head shake.
Here's the thing, right? I keep I keep subscribing to Netflix to watch Castlevania and The Witcher, right? And then I'll watch Top Gear for a month. Or QI.
A month.
Or QI or something. And then I'll forget to have the money in the bank for the subscription. And then my subscription will lapse. And then about 3 weeks later I'll go, I was meant to watch that. And then I'll resub and I'll watch something else. Listen, this is not called Netflix, Kin. It's GamingKin.
Netflix? There's going to be some weird anime soon. A character called Netflix, Kin. Just an embodiment of Netflix. Oh, God. What have I done?
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. We've still got E3 this year. We've got BlizzCon this year coming up. PAX East, I think, is next month. So we've still got a lot of the big trade shows to go on. Mm-hmm. So if Blizzard are there, they'll probably announce a wee bit more about it then.
I'll just tease the fuck out of it.
Yeah. That brings us on to our final story.
Mm-hmm.
And this news, this is one advantage of kind of not doing it every Saturday.
Yeah.
Just kind of when we've got the time. But at the same time, I don't like the fact that this is an advantage.
Yeah, man, you're trying to set a somber tone here, man.
Yeah. This news broke 9 hours ago on GameBite.com for us. That was the first place that we'd saw it, and that is the creator of the Konami Codes, Kazuhisa Hashimoto, passed away earlier today. For those who don't know the name, he worked for Konami back in the 80s and 90s, and is probably best known for creating the Konami Code, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. And you can still find it in AAA games, specifically Konami ones,
Oh yeah, I can.
hence it being called the Konami Code. And it was created by Hashimoto as part of the Famicom port for the Gradius. Famicom, for those who don't know, is the Japanese equivalent of the Nintendo NES, short for Family Computer.
Oh, okay.
As NES is short for Nintendo Entertainment System.
Okay.
And obviously, when the next generation, they became the Super, and then Super Famicom, Super NES.
Okay, cool.
But he developed it as a cheat for Gradius for quality testing, because Gradius was known back in the day as being hard as nails as a game, like so difficult. It was like the Dark Souls of the day.
Fuck and hell.
And it was considered really, really hard, and so he created the code to help him test everything out, and accidentally left it in the game. So this news broke 8:22 this morning, when Yuji Takenouchi took to Twitter to share the announcement, who worked with them for a long time. Although I believe Takenouchi now works for Tecmo Koei now, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, the post was in Japanese, but translated, it does say, during my tenure, I had never been a team with me, but I had a friendly exchange with the company and had a friendly atmosphere. That's actually not the best translation there, but I think the general gist of it was never really got to work too closely with them, but always was on a good relationship. They were friendly.
So what you're trying to say is he worked in the same company, was never specifically in a team with them. However, whenever he was around them, he was always good company, and he had a friendly atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do sentimental too well, okay? But yeah, I think the most appropriate thing to say at this point is we at GamingKin, specifically me and Mark, doing the podcast right now, pass our best wishes on to the family and let them know our thoughts are with them.
Yep. It's not going to be forgotten anytime soon.
Definitely an innovator within the industry, and yeah, it was not something I expected to hear. That brings us to the end of the GamingKin podcast this time.
Possibly the shortest one we've ever had.
That is likely. Yeah, only a half an hour or 40 minutes. I've done shorter by myself.
And you've ruined the tone.
Shut up. As always, I've been Jack. With me has been Mark.
What's up?
And as always, there's always room for you here at GamingKin if you want to be our friend.
Peace out.